Hello, good day and welcome to my video. Today is the third day of my Christmas holiday and it's my last morning here in Vienna. Before heading to my next city destination, I have time for visiting few more tourist spots here in the capital city of Austria. Right now, I'm taking a tram and I'm on my way to my first stop. Vienna's trams have been such a convenient way to get around. They're reliable, easy to use, and they let you see more of the city while you travel. This ride should only take a few minutes and it's a nice chance to just sit back and enjoy one last look at Vienna before moving on to the next adventure. Now that I'm off the tram, it's just a short walk to my first stop of the day. But before that, I just want to take a moment to appreciate Vienna one last time. Vienna's architecture is one of the things that makes this city so special. Whether it's Baroque palaces or just the everyday buildings, everything has this classic refined look to it. Vienna has a way of making everyday moments feel a little more elegant. Alright, first stop of the day, Belvedere Palace. Let's go check it out. Belvedere Palace is one of Vienna's most famous landmarks and a masterpiece of Baroque architecture. It was originally built as a summer residence for Prince Eugene of Savoy, and today it's home to one of Austria's most important art collections. The entire complex is actually made up of two palaces: the Upper Belvedere, which is where most of the famous artworks are housed, and the Lower Belvedere, which was more of a living space for Prince Eugene. Even in winter, the gardens here are impressive. These French-style gardens were designed to be perfectly symmetrical with fountains, sculptures, and neatly trimmed hedges leading up to the palace. Everywhere you look, there's something to admire. The sculptures, the fountains, everything was designed to impress. It's easy to see why this palace was built as a retreat. Even with the people around, it still has this calm, elegant feel to it. And right in front of Belvedere Palace, there's a Christmas market. It's smaller than the ones in the city center, but the setting makes it one of the most picturesque. Like every Christmas market in Vienna, you've got the essentials: hot drinks, roasted nuts, and stalls filled with handcrafted ornaments and souvenirs. Vienna's markets are great if you're looking for a quick snack. There's always something warm and fresh, perfect for a cold day like this. One of my favorite things about these markets is just browsing. The ornaments and crafts are all so detailed and each one feels like a little piece of Austria. Even though it's not as big as some of the other markets, it's less crowded and has this relaxed, almost intimate feel to it. Plus, with the palace in the background, it's probably one of the most beautiful locations for a Christmas market in Vienna. Alright, I think it's time to move on. I'm now at a metro station waiting for the train for the next stop. The next tourist spot should be as elegant as the previous one. And here it is, Schönbrunn Palace, one of Vienna's most iconic landmarks and the former summer residence of the Habsburgs. Even in winter, it still has that regal charm. This palace was meant to impress and it definitely does. It was designed to be Austria's answer to Versailles, and with over 1,400 rooms, it's just as grand as it sounds. Standing here, you really get a sense of how massive this place is. Even without going inside, just the scale of it is impressive. Unfortunately, I won't be exploring the inside on this trip, but the exterior alone is worth the visit. The detailed architecture, the symmetry, everything about it feels like something straight out of a royal storybook. And right in front of Schönbrunn Palace there's a Christmas market. This has to be one of the most scenic ones in Vienna. A royal palace behind you, festive lights all around, it's like something out of a holiday postcard. There's a bit of everything here. Traditional crafts, holiday treats, and of course plenty of warm drinks to keep you going in the cold. And right at the center, this huge Christmas tree. It really adds to the whole fairy tale vibe of the palace. There are also a few rides here, mostly for kids, but honestly it just makes the whole market feel even more magical. And over here, there's an ice skating rink. It's not as big as the one at Rathausplatz, but the setting here feels more intimate. Skating with the palace as your backdrop, that's pretty special. This is definitely one of the most beautiful Christmas markets I've seen so far. But for now, it's time to move on to the next stop. So that sums up my holiday here in Vienna. Now I'm heading to the bus station where I will take the bus to my next city destination. So see you. Now on my way to the bus station to catch my ride to my next city destination. The metro is definitely the easiest way to get around Vienna. The ride isn't too long, but before heading to the station, I made a quick stop. I decided to drop by a mall to grab some lunch for the trip. I won't have much time to eat later, so better to have something ready. Not really sure what I want, but something easy to eat on the bus should be fine. Alright, I'm officially on my way to my next city destination. It's about a 1-hour drive from Vienna, so not too bad. I think I haven't mentioned where I'm heading next. So actually, my next city destination is Bratislava. Bratislava is just across the border, so it's an easy trip. You have a few options for getting there, by bus, train, or even boat along the Danube River. But I chose the bus because it's simple, direct, and affordable. The bus is pretty quiet and there's enough legroom to stretch out a bit. There are a few rest stops along the way, so I'll get to stretch my legs before arriving in the city. I'm really looking forward to Bratislava. Both cities are just a short distance apart, but they're very different in terms of history, culture, and vibe. Should be a nice change of pace. So I'm here now in my second city destination after that almost 1.5 hour of travel by bus. I'm now walking towards my hotel, and a few minutes from now we will be passing over one of the most famous river here in Europe. So later I'll show it to you. So here it is in all its glory, the Danube River. So this is one of the longest rivers here in Europe, and as far as I know it is the second longest, and it also flows through the city of Vienna, but unfortunately it's quite far from my hotel, so that's why I was not able to go. But here it is, the Danube River. This river is the second longest in Europe. flowing through several countries including Austria and Slovakia. It's a central part of life here in Bratislava and has played a huge role in the city's history. As we approach, you can already see the Danube's impact on the city's layout. Bratislava's old town is right along the river, and many of its bridges, including the one we'll be crossing, have been vital for connecting the two banks for centuries. One of the most striking landmarks here is the UFO tower perched above the river. It's not actually a flying saucer, though it sure looks like one. This observation deck offers some incredible views of both the city and the Danube. The UFO tower is pretty much impossible to miss. It's one of Bratislava's most recognizable sights, and I'm excited to see more of it once we get into the city. The Danube really adds to the beauty of Bratislava, and I can't wait to get closer to the heart of the city. I'm going to my hotel now to check in, and then later in the evening, let's see if they have a Christmas market. It's quite cold here, colder than Vienna, but it's still tolerable. So, see you later. So while walking towards my hotel, let me show you again the Danube River and also the sunset. So that castle is the Bratislava Castle. Maybe tomorrow we'll go there. You know this pathway or this bridge for pedestrian. It's kind of vibrating, so it's shaking a little bit. I felt like it will gonna collapse, but it's made of metal, so I'm sure it's the foundation is strong. After a short rest at the hotel, I decided to head out and explore a bit more. My first stop tonight is Aupark Mall, one of the largest shopping centers in Bratislava. Even though it's late, the mall is still quite lively. There are plenty of international brands here, along with local shops, so it's a nice mix. It's also a good spot to grab a quick bite or just walk around and take in the atmosphere. Plus, being indoors is a nice break from the cold outside. Since it's the holiday season, there are some nice Christmas decorations around, adding to the cozy vibe. So that's it for today. I'm now heading back to my hotel, and tomorrow we will wake up early for our walking tour of Bratislava. So see you.